Noah Code. I'm going to show how to create a REST API with Chalice. So this is assuming you've got Chalice set up. We're using a Cloud 9 development environment. There's a separate video for that. In this particular case, I'm just picking up right from there. So I'm going to actually just create a new Chalice project. So Chalice new project. Hello there. We'll go into that project. And we can see that there are two files already created, this app.py. And we could just have put this right into the other Chalice project we were working on, but I'm going to just do it separately here. So you can click on that file to open it. And by default, it simply has a basic route, which is just slash and hello world. And that works for us. Oops. So I'm going to go back here and we'll just do Chalice deploy. And it creates a new Lambda function. And because this is decorated with an app.route slash, that's going to also configure an API gateway on top of it to expose this Lambda function as a public API by default, which we can then call. All right, so installed. Oh, that's my past. Great, so it just deployed it, and here's the Lambda REST API. So we can actually simply go pull that up in the browser, and we can see there immediately returned hello world, or we can do it from here by curling, and then we got the response. I really like this little utility called HTTPIE hippie, so I'm going to install that. HTTPIE. Oh, maybe that's not available right here, but if you're on the Mac, oh, it's on the Mac. So, in fact, I'll just do that here from my Mac, where I did a brew install of HTTPIE, which is already installed on mine. Clear that. Doesn't matter what folder I'm in, so I can HTTP and call it. And it's kind of like curl, but it provides this nice, some colors, and it formats the JSON output and everything. Okay, great. So it's real pretty, right? Hello world. And it can be called from anywhere. I'm just doing it here. So let's edit that app and do something a little more interesting. Oh, and if we go to our Lambdas, we can see here on our AWS console, there is a new Lambda function. And this is the REST API. And if we add additional APIs, it'll all be within this Lambda. And there's our code running in Lambda. And if we go to monitoring, we can see that it was invoked. I've invoked it 2 times so far. Yeah. All right. So let's uncomment these. And this is kind of neat. And this time, oops, we're going to have it give a name. So this time, oh, it's using spaces. Okay. Oh, and I missed something else here. Oh, this is the path, and then it's going to provide that. So yeah, that's right. So just uncomment this line, and ignore all these other things. Take all that out. So now, if we call this path hello slash James, because it's parameterized. So here's the hello, and then the path to the name, and it'll pass that name variable into the function, and then we can use that right here. So let's give that a try. So we'll save that. Chalice deploy. It updated the API, and here's the API root. So now we can do curl again, and then we can say hello, and we'll say Bobby. And there we go. Now it says hello, Bobby. And if we go to our console, in a few minutes, it'll show that there were 3 invocations. And of course, that can be done from anywhere, including the browser, because it's a public API. So now we can say hello, Bobby. And there's hello, Bobby. Yep. So that's as easy as it is. That's all there is to it. In this particular example, let's do this one more example in here. It's kind of fun. So we'll say we have an app route, and we're going to call it create user. And this is going to use the JSON the body, we're going to do a post, and it'll use a JSON. and we'll return, so we can get the JSON body of the request that's coming in, and we'll echo that back. And we don't need any of that. All right, so let's save that, run it, deploy it. And it's updating our API. Again, that's our endpoint. So now I should be able to post. I should be able to go back here. I should be able to post here and pass it a JSON object, and it'll show me that JSON object. So we'll do it from here because I really like HTTP. So we'll do a shoot, I forget exactly how to do post. I think it's I know with curl /users. Let's do it from curl right now. Oh. So we'll do curl. Let's say we want to do a post to that path /users, and then the data that we provide will be actually 1 second. Okay, so we're going to curl this. So we're going to say we're going to make a post to that location, and we'll pass it some data. I'll provide a little JSON object here. So we'll call this name is Billy. And notice by that alone we get an error that says unsupported media type. So by default curl uses this form encoded, and we need to provide tell it's JSON. So actually let's do this. So we'll clear this. And say that again, but this time we're going to add a header to the request for saying it's JSON. And there we go. There's our output. Name is here's the output. User name is Billy from the API. It's just a little nicer to use this HTTP client, because with this I can simply say I'm going to go to that same URL. This HTTP client's much newer than curl, and it knows that we probably want to use JSON, so we can simply call that, go to that URL, and then pass it the data that we want, and we can do that by simply saying user equals Billy, and it will put in the header for us. It will know that we're doing a post because we supplied some data. We don't have to do the funky JSON formatting. It will reformat that into a JSON object, and it'll provide a nice output. There we go. So it provided all these headers. It automatically added application JSON, and it provided that user Billy. So instead we could say like name equals Billy. We could say age equals 32. And it created the JSON object, passed it to it, and now we got a REST API. So the beauty of using Chalice is it's that easy. And notice all these APIs here. If we go back to our Lambda and we kind of refresh that, you can probably see there are more invocations now. There we go. And we can go to configuration. We can see it's only one Lambda to run all of our REST APIs. We can, like we saw in a previous one, if we wanted to add another Lambda to the environment, which I'll show. Let's go back to our dev environment. So if I just wanted to add a whole nother Lambda that's just a Lambda, say for instance I need it to be for a trigger for SNS or something, I can just simply do app.lambda function. And just like we had over here, oh, that's the one we're doing, this other one. So let's say I wanted another Lambda function. I'll just add this one from the previous example. So I can add a new Lambda function. Of course, I can have supporting methods just like that if I need to. That aren't Lambdas, they're just supports. But if I want to add another, make it a Lambda, I can do that. And then this is its own dedicated Lambda. And now if I save that and do Chalice deploy, oh, mistyped something. Gives us nice handy errors. Oh, indentation was off a little bit. There we go. Save that. And let's try deploying it. Key error event. See, I must have a little bit of syntax issue here. Oh, I have the same function name twice. Yeah, so we don't want to do that. So we'll say hello there. You probably spotted that faster than me, huh? All right, so now we'll deploy that. And then now notice it's deploying two functions, both one for the API and then my additional hello there, which is its own Lambda. And we can invoke it from here, Chalice, invoke the name hello there. And because it takes this name function, this name in, we can echo and say, provided a JSON object here. Let's say name Susie. So that'll be the input to the Lambda, and it'll invoke it, and then it returns hello Susie. Again, if we go to our Lambda console or to our list of Lambdas and refresh, now we see we have one for our REST APIs. They're all in there. Oh, this one for REST APIs, and this is a unique method in of itself. So that can be tied to an IoT rule, database ingestion, or anything else. There's a lot more amazing things to Chalice. You can specify inside your Chalice project, there is a .chalice folder, and there are files in here such as the configuration for the Chalice, so we can edit this. And this shows right now that there's a single stage called development, and you can specify additional environments. You can specify your own policies. I like to set up an environment for my dev and then one for like customers that I work on. So if I wanted to have another environment, I could call it like customer ABC, or like let's say I'm just going to make something up, Billy for Billy's trucks, right? And then I could specify another region, another AWS account, etc. And then to deploy to that other environment, I can simply do Chalice deploy Billy, and then that will deploy to like my production or customer environment. Unexpected extra argument. Hello there. Oh, I'm in the wrong folder. So there's a configuration. Yeah. Oh, where was I? Oh, let's put a comma right there. You probably spotted that first too. Chalice deploy. Oh, here we can see some helpful stuff. So we can say Chalice help on deploy, and it says arguments. So they can say Chalice deploy help, and we can override the profile whenever we want to. We can provide other stages. So there's another stage, for example. Oh, let's go down the folder. We have to do it from here. And I don't think we actually have to do the stage. That's implied. Oh, maybe we do. There we go. And now it's creating a new set of deployments for that environment. So we could have different environments for different places. Yep, that's something to watch for. Make sure you're in the right folder when you run Chalice deploy. There we go, and it deployed some new the Lambdas to that environment too. All right, and that concludes our demo on using Chalice for REST APIs.